I'm Maya Roman, and this is my energy project. Energy never stops. You use it to make something move or work. In a generating plant, potential energy of all types of fuels, for example, fossil fuels, nuclear, renewable, is converted into another form of energy. Mostly it is mechanical or heat energy. This energy turns a fan-like blade inside a turbine, which creates electricity. Fossil fuels are a non-renewable energy source. Fossil fuels make energy that power cars, houses, and more. Renewable energy is made from resources that the earth will replace. Non-renewable energy and renewable energy are really different. Renewable energy can be replaced and non-renewable energy cannot. My favorite source of renewable energy is wind energy. One advantage is that wind turbines do not release carbon dioxide into the air. Another advantage is wind turbines also do not pollute the world. Another advantage is wind energy is renewable, and wind turbines in an open field are very, very pretty. Wind turbines also have disadvantages. One of the disadvantages of wind farms is they cause bald eagles to die because bald eagles fly into the wind turbine. Sad, isn't it? Another disadvantage is you can't put a wind turbine anywhere. You have to put it in a place where you can calculate how fast and how much the wind blows. The last disadvantage is that wind has to blow 24/7. Now I'm going to talk to an expert about renewable energy.
Hi, my name is Megan McMurray, and I toured the United States on a bus teaching people about alternative fuels and materials.
What do you think of non-renewable energy?
Of non-renewable energy, so you mean like oil and gasoline?
Fossil fuels.
Fossil fuels. Well, I think that from my experience of living on the bus and touring around the country on a renewable fuel, I think that there are definitely other options. I think we probably have to use non-renewable fuel and fossil fuels for some things, but I think that we can definitely be creative and use different sources for our energy.
So, the next question. Where did you mostly stop to get fuel?
Sure, so the bus basically ran on the old vegetable oil that restaurants would use to fry food in. So that would be where we would go to get their old fry oil. So basically what we would do is we would be driving, and we would know when we were getting low. Obviously, like any gas gauge on any vehicle would tell you when you're kind of getting low on gas. And so we would know when we were running low on vegetable oil. And we would, it was actually kind of funny, we would pull up behind usually restaurants, and they have these big bins of like their old vegetable oil. And so we would just kind of take a peek and see if they had a lot of extra vegetable oil. And then we would go into the restaurant, and we would ask them, let them know that like, hey, our bus runs on old vegetable oil. Do you guys want to get rid of yours? And a lot of them would actually be really willing to get rid of their vegetable oil, because the funny thing is that they usually have to pay to throw it away. Like there's companies that come and take their old vegetable oil and like take it to a landfill, so they have to pay people to do that.
So how did the bus run on vegetable oil?
So it was a diesel bus. So it would usually be powered by diesel fuel instead of the regular gasoline that you would get at the gas station. Diesel fuel is usually what like those big tractor trailer trucks use.
Those things are big.
They're very big. So diesel fuel works a little bit differently, and the engine is structured a little bit differently, but basically it's actually kind of funny. Diesel engines were originally designed to run on vegetable oil. Because they were made for farmers. So farmers would use the oil from like their corn and stuff like that to power their farm equipment. So the diesel engine is already kind of ready to use vegetable oil. So the only thing that we had to do was heat it up to make it just a little bit thinner, because it was too thick as it was. So we had like a separate container on the back of the bus that would heat up the oil and make it thinner, and then it would just send it through the engine like regular diesel fuel.
Did you see any wind farms when you were there on the bus?
When we were driving around, we did. We saw a lot of wind farms in like Nevada and Texas and Arizona, because those areas are, and parts of Southern California, because those areas are really flat and desert, and so they have a lot of wind that pass through that area, so they can generate a lot of energy.
Did you were you like scared of them because they're so huge?
It was they were kind of intimidating, I have to say, because usually you see them from very far away, but there's parts of the desert going from like Southern California to Nevada where you're driving on just like a 2-lane road, and there's just all of these huge windmills around you, and they're huge. They're like gigantic, and you see them spinning all around. I thought it was pretty cool though. They looked pretty cool.
What about like, did you like, if you opened the window, did you like feel like all the wind coming?
No, because they weren't generating wind. They were just getting the natural wind that would go through the desert anyway. So the way that they build them is that they turn really, really easily. So any normal wind that comes through makes them turn and generate energy.
New York would be much happier with wind turbines because it's safer for the environment and causes less pollution. I also think there should be a wind farm upstate so people can see wind turbines and find out more information about them and how they work.